You finally get a minute to yourself. Dishes are done, the house is settling, and the garage feels like the only room that makes sense right now. It's you, the bike, and that low hum of the world outside trying really hard to grab your attention. This is Haunted Throttle Night Shift Tune, and while you tune up, tonight we've got three things on the bench. A Texas teen who treated I-10 like a runway, and found out how fast things can go sideways. A fresh batch of new bikes rolling out right now, from electric dirt toys to retro bruisers. And a look at toy runs and charity rides happening today on the other side of the world. Plus what that means for your December calendar. Let's roll. Segment 120 on I-10, and the cost of showing off. We are starting close to home, because this one reads like every rider's worst don't be that guy example. In Fayette County, Texas, deputies say an 18-year-old rider was clocked well over 120 miles an hour on I-10 late last night. No plate on the bike, no attempt to blend in, just flat-out speed on one of the busiest corridors in the state. According to the sheriff's office, he didn't just get a warning and a talking to. He got arrested, facing reckless driving and other charges after troopers pulled him over and realized how fast he'd been pushing it. The mugshot is making the rounds right now, and you can practically hear every older rider in the comments typing the same thing. Kid, you're lucky you're alive to be embarrassed. And this isn't the only speed and blue light story in the last 24 hours. Up in Minnesota, state troopers say a motorcyclist fleeing at high speed on I-694 ended up in a fatal crash, turning a bad decision into a tragedy that's now sitting on some family's kitchen table. Put those together and you get the pattern. High speed, public interstate, police already on edge going into the holidays? That's the stew we're riding in right now. So while you're in the garage tonight, here's the night shift reality check. There's a difference between a clean pull on an empty back road and trying to hit your personal best on a major interstate at peak travel season. There's a difference between heading home a little brisk and stripping your plate and blasting at 120 in traffic. And there's a difference between getting home laughing about a spicy merge and sitting on the side of the highway in cuffs, or not getting home at all. The bike was probably fun at 120. The court date won't be. If you've got that itch to see what your bike really does, aim that energy somewhere smarter. A track day, a closed course, or a very empty piece of road at a very quiet time. Holiday weekend I-10 is not it. Segment 2. New metal rolling out right now. Let's shift the mood before we all go stare at our insurance cards. While some folks are busy being headlines, other people are busy building the bikes that are going to show up in your feed and your dreams all winter. A new roundup dropped this morning highlighting a dozen new motorcycles rolling out right now. And it's a pretty wild spread. On one end, you've got beginner-friendly electric dirt bikes, the kind of thing you can sneak around on without waking the neighbors, but still throw a rooster tail when you find a patch of dirt behind the warehouse. They're not toys anymore, torque on tap, and app-connected everything is quickly becoming standard. Then there's a Honda Hornet with E-Clutch, Honda's latest take on letting the bike handle clutch work while you still row through the gears. Same idea as quick-sifters and DCT, different flavor. For newer riders, it's a chance to learn line choice and awareness before worrying about stall city at every stoplight. For experienced riders, it's one more way tech is trying to take a little mental load off in traffic. You've also got a BMW Adventure build that looks like it rode straight out of a high-budget travel film, big tank, serious suspension, and that I could ride to Patagonia tomorrow if my boss would stop emailing me energy. And then there are the special edition retro and cruiser models, brands getting extra fancy with paint, finishes, and throwback cues. The kind of bikes that make you think less about lap times and more about rolling into a coffee shop or old downtown square like you're parking a movie prop. The through line here is simple. Whether you're into electric, ADV, naked hooligan stuff, or old school chrome, manufacturers are not slowing down for the next model year. So if you're riding something older right now and feeling a little FOMO, don't. Tonight, your job isn't to wish you had the newest shiny thing. Your job is to keep the bike you do have healthy, ride it like you plan on still owning it next year, and maybe start a future bike folder with the machines that keep catching your eye. One of those new bikes might be your next long-haul partner. For now, it's just fuel for daydreams while you're wiping bugs off the fairing. Segment 3. Toy runs rolling while you wrench. While you're in the garage, somewhere else in the world riders are already kitted up and rolling out for the kind of ride that has nothing to do with lap records. Today in Australia, along the northern rivers, a local group set off on their annual motorcycle toy run, rumbling through town with bikes loaded down with gifts for kids who need a little extra help this year. Same helmets, same levers, same throttle hands, but a totally different mission. Scenes from toy runs are basically universal. Santas on Sportsters, reindeer antlers zip-tied to ADV bikes, cruisers with teddy bears bungee to the sissy bar, and kids on the sidewalk hearing a wall of exhaust notes coming long before they see the first headlight. That's happening right now for someone. And in a week or two, it could be you. If you've never done a toy run or charity ride, here's what to keep in mind. Check your local calendar, look at dealer boards, Facebook groups, and regional forums. The official big rides get press, but the smaller local ones are often tighter, friendlier, and easier to manage. Plan your pace. Toy runs are mixed skill chaos. Brand new riders, old hands, and a lot of people who only ride in big groups once a year. It's totally okay to hang toward the back and leave yourself space. Gear for the ride, not the photo. Ugly Christmas sweaters are great over armor, not instead of it. And if money is tight, remember, you don't have to show up with a truckload of gifts. One toy and a full tank of gas is enough if you bring a good attitude and safe riding. Wrap up tonight in the garage. So while the news feed is doing its thing, from 120 miles per hour interstate heroics ending in a holding cell, to new machines dropping, to toy runs happening a hemisphere away, your world is a lot smaller and more controllable right now. It's just you, the bike, and whatever you decide to do with the next hour in this garage. Maybe you double check your own habits and promise yourself you're not going to be the headline blasting down I-10. Maybe you daydream about that next ADV or retro and start a parts list to make your current bike feel a little closer. Maybe you look up a toy run or charity ride and put one on the calendar before the season disappears. However you play it, ride like you plan on being around for next year's night shift. This has been Haunted Throttle Night Shift Tune In while you tune up. Ride safe, keep it out of the evidence room, and I'll see you back in the garage.